Employment Minister Dr. Chris Ngige told newsmen that steps have already been taken by the federal government towards addressing the cardinal issues raised by the unions and described the planned strike as not only uncalled for but also unlawful.
After conferring with my president, we are telling the unions not to carry out the action because that action will run counter to ILO statutes on social dialogue and principles at work, because the employers have listened, they have brought them to the table. So for SANU and NASU, we are imploring them not to carry out their threat, which they said would take effect from this midnight. More so, when the meeting adjourned at their own instance. And just this morning, I have received a letter from them giving us a new date for the continuation of the dialogue. They proposed a date of Thursday, 11th of February, and my office has communicated them back that will be ready for them at that time, because they needed, as they claim, they needed time to consult with their constituency and come back on the fresh issues that have cropped up from the discussion. It's a question of them giving government some time. I'm very optimistic that if they give us 3 months, the finance minister will do the needful.
Dr. Chris Ngige's discussion with the president also centered on the reappointment of Ahmad Idris as the Accountant General of the Federation.
For Mr. President, I've exercised his powers under Section 171 of 1999 Constitution as amended in reappointing Mr. Ahmed Idris with effect from June 25, 2019, not even today. So the man has a tenure of 4 years, which will, by efflution of time of appointment, lapse 2023 June.
It will be recalled that the Trade Union Congress and the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria had contacted the government demanding that Ahmed Idris should vacate his office, having clocked 60 years. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The Federal Character Commission has suspended its recruitment process as part of efforts at sustaining a harmonious relationship with its Board of Management and the Federal Commissioners. Kelvin Ewonai reports.
The management of the Federal Character Commission and the commissioners have for some time been in disagreement over issues of operations involving recruitment and award of contracts. At a press briefing, the management stressed that all issues raised by the commissioners are being resolved and that the suspension of the recruitment process is part of moves to ensure that both the Board of Management and the commissioners are on the same page to deliver on the mandate of the commission for the benefits of Nigerians.
In the process of recruitment. So the procedures are there. So when the time comes to conclude that recruitment or to bring the recruitment on board, then those infractions that were noticed for which a cancellation was necessitated will be looked into. So that is why we say the process had to be followed.
The Federal Character Commission is the agency of government saddled with the responsibility of ensuring due process and equity in the recruitment and spread of employees in government ministries and organizations. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonai, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government is building the skills of young graduates to work across the power sector value chain in line with local content development, policy. Joshua Ojito reports that the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria is driving the training with 85 graduates as the latest beneficiaries.
A very sensitive sector, but seen as all-comers affair, leading to death and fire outbreaks in most cases. This is the story of the nation's power sector. So, flushing out unprofessionals and bringing in professionals is a gradual process, and the federal government is fronting this cause, while the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria is the midwife. 85 graduates now set to offer professional practice in the 3 critical areas of generation, transmission, and distribution. Abiodun Destiny, a mechanical engineer from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, is among the graduates, and for him, the skills acquired places him on a sound footing, also in the private sector.
I can sell my knowledge, maybe with the solar installation, because we have been grounded fully with solar panel installation. I wish to contribute my quota in the Nigerian power sector in order to improve it, make it more efficient, make it more sustainable.
Governments of Ekiti, Bauchi and Kebbi states, as well as other players in the sector, supported the training, even as the Training Institute, NAPTIN, calls for more participation by state governments.
The agreement between Nigeria and France, made possible by Mr. President, is to really develop vocational training. And by developing vocational training, that means that Mr. President's vision is to really build up skills to ensure that young Nigerians, teaming young Nigerians, become skilled.
Minister of State for Power, Godi J.D. Agba, says federal government is committed to building capacity of youth to enable the likes of Abiodun and many others realize their potential. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
25 states and the FCT are requesting the creation of an additional 5,798 polling units from INEC to reduce voter apathy. To this end, INEC has commenced consultative meetings with stakeholders, beginning with political parties. Mayor Ogidi reports.
Not a rally, but a polling unit in Edo State. Not wailing, but waiting to vote. There is dreaded disease, but no distance. This and more created the consciousness for the need for more polling units.
Many of them are located in conflict areas or in homes of political chieftains, and some in deep forests and shrines as well. It also manifests the crisis, in poor electoral services, such as late commencement of polls.
Figures from INEC, 1999 to 2019. Polling units movement static. Voters registration increasing. Percentage of turnout dynamic. Time for solution. INEC and political parties sitting for a common cause. Out of the 5,798 polling units, Borno State is requesting for 1,235. Niger, 1,042, while Bauchi State made the lowest with 2 only.
The Commission is of the firm belief that expanding voter access to polling units in Nigeria is crucial to voter turnout in elections. In the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, it is necessary to decongest polling units to minimize overcrowding. Unfortunately, the last time polling units were established was 25 years ago in 1996.
I am glad that this is a discussion paper and we're going to do justice to it.
Consultations with more groups expected to give birth to a new look in the polling unit chart of the political map in Nigeria. Mayor Ogidi, NTA News.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State has revalidated his APC membership registration with a call on members of the party in the state to turn out and renew their allegiance to the ruling party. Awal Haliru reports.
The governor was accompanied to Masari A electoral ward in Kafur local government area for the revalidation by the State Deputy Governor Maniri Yakubu and the APC Caretaker Committee Chairman in the state, Shitu Shaibu Shitu, and other officials. The revalidation of the party membership registration for Governor Masari was performed by the committee from the national headquarters of the party conducting the exercise in the state. Governor Aminu Bello Masari described the revalidation and registration exercise as significant to the repositioning the governing APC.
This will usher in new leadership of the party from the ward up to the national level and will position APC in a much better position to contest all elections coming 2023.
The revalidation and registration of prospective members will continue across the state. Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Now let's join our Lagos Network Center for more on Nationwide. Adeola is standing by. It's good to see you, Adeola.
It's good to see you too, Naja, too. The zero-tolerance approach to drug trafficking and abuse adopted by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has led to the arrest of another suspect in possession of cocaine weighing 1.5 kilograms. The suspect was arrested en route Emirates Airline to Dubai. Abolade Salami reports.
In recent times, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrested a number of suspects involved in the trafficking of cocaine and heroin weighing over 50 kilograms with a street value of 30 billion naira. While the number of seizures and arrests seem to be on the increase, the airport command of the agency made its first outbound passenger arrest at the departure wing of the international airport during clearance of passengers on Emirates Airline with cocaine concealed at the bottom compartment of his traveling bag.
It's a new beginning. In the month of January, we have almost 57 kilograms of cocaine. That is something that is very substantial by any standard arrest made in an African airport. And the body language of the person that is at the helm of our affairs will determine what will happen. So the morale of the officers is very high, very, very high.
The suspect during interrogation denied knowledge of knowing cocaine was concealed in the bag.
A female friend of mine told me she would take me to Dubai, and she told me to come with my clothes, and she had a traveling bag to give me. I didn't know she kept cocaine at the bottom compartment of the bag.
The command re-echoed its resolve not to relent in its efforts at ensuring the nation's airport remains safe from all illicit substances. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Now let's talk about accidents on our roads. The rate of accidents involving articulated vehicles and tankers is becoming alarming, with 2 new cases reported within the space of 12 hours in Lagos metropolis. The first involved a truck which offloaded 240-feet containers on a stationed car, and the second spilled its content in a lone accident. Michael Olaleye examines effort at addressing the ugly trend.
Despite several months of lockdown and restrictions of vehicular movement across the country last year, it is quite shocking to know that Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, responded to 1,024 emergency cases, in which 329 involved tankers and articulated vehicles. With activities in the year still finding its footing, tragedy struck at Anthony Inward Ikorodu, while the truck, in the process of navigating the slopey bend, accidentally offloaded 2 containers on a Toyota Camry car. Although no life was lost, but it is one of the many accidents involving trucks which has consistently defied solution.
They are careless and reckless. And those people that are careless and reckless, we will prosecute them.
While I was still trying to imagine what could have happened if the car was occupied, I ran into yet another accident. Hassan Mohammed is the man behind the wheel, and the scenario surrounded this tanker spilling 44,000 liters of petrol further justifies the fact that there are human errors behind every accident.
I
gave them all I have, but they were not satisfied by attempting to pull the steering from me, which resulted in the accident.
This is not the first time such will happen around the Gomo Link Bridge, but like the proverbial T-Bone, members of task force have run out of ideas.
If you go call police come now, area was no fear police again, unless we serve. Come pursue them.
The regulatory agency is affirmative on the measures to curtail the trend.
We have last mile everywhere. We have signages on our roads to ensure that rules and regulations are kept on our road.
Indeed, The task before emergency response in Lagos is huge, as the need to avert devastating effects of these preventable accidents on lives and property continues to stare them in the faces. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NTA News.
More reports to come on Nationwide after this time out, so stay with us.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire. Teacher no more. I fell one country. Teacher no more. I fell one country. Omoni resiti
Ajebo na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We no happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, Shao. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, that is why I talk with that now.
Not for me.
Not for me because of Pamio.
Abuja, the evolution and development of a capital city is an instructive and incisive book that chronicles how the idea of a new federal capital territory was born and situates the vision of the founding fathers while capturing the key declarations, broadcasts, and physical planning activities. This must-read book highlights the policy thrust and major contributions of successive administrations to the development of Abuja on the period August 1998 to May 2019, as well as showcasing FCT tourism potentials and other landmarks. Join the author, Dr. Jumai Amadu, as this book is presented to the public on the 9th of February 2021, time 11 a.m. Venue, Executive Hall, Abuja International Conference Center. Special guests of honor, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Malam Mohammed Musa Bello, and the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, Hajia Ramatu Tijani Aliu. Chairman of the occasion, Phillips Tanimu Aduda, Senator representing the FCT. Planning Committee, announcer.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Arsenal will seek revenge against Aston Villa after their loss to their opponents at the Emirates Stadium last time out. Will they succeed, or will Villa do the double over the Gunners this season? Find out this Saturday when Aston Villa welcome Arsenal to Villa Park on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Babai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Gold.com.
Thanks for staying tuned. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ratified the appointment of a liquidator by the federal government acting through the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for Process and Industrial Development, P&ID, a registered company in Nigeria. The liquidator is to help the federal government trace and secure all assets and property of P&ID Nigeria, which the court earlier ordered to be forfeited to the Nigerian government after the firm's conviction in a judgment given on September 19, 2019. Justice Ian Ekwo, in an ex-party ruling on Friday, ordered the ratification of the appointment of Messrs. Christy Makar of Lexfield Chambers as the liquidator of the company. The court also noted that Process and Industrial Development Nigeria Limited, P&ID Nigeria, is a debtor to the federal government of Nigeria upon its assets having been forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria, wherever it may be situated or found as at 19 September 2019. The 4th of February is the International Day of Human Fraternity. 2021 is the first time the global community is celebrating the day, and attention and focus is on promoting cultural and religious tolerance. In view of this, Nigerians are being urged to bury their differences and encourage mutual understanding, irrespective of ethnic or religious inclinations. Joy Ubani reports from Uyo.
Every 4 of every year is observed as International Day of Human Fraternity. The purpose is to raise awareness about different culture, religion and beliefs for the purpose of promoting unity amongst people. It is a day set aside by the United Nations to create emphasis on the importance of human fraternity in the face of many crises rocking the world. Some Nigerians in Uyo reiterate the need to foster peace and unity through mutual understanding.
You see, the world is divided between so many religions, so many genders, so many political divide and all of that.
I mean, one have to be together with a co-human being, even with the environment. But in a situation like this, where everything, security is very lapse in the country, so people are not even sure of themselves the following day until when he or she wakes up.
In fraternity, it means that we have hope, because there is going to be mutual respect to one another.
A pathway to the future is a theme for this year's International Day of Human Fraternity. In Uyo, Joy Ubani, NTA News.
APC members from the Southwest in the House of Representatives have called for the strengthening of the nation's security apparatus to check the current cases of kidnapping and banditry in the country. This was when members of the caucus visited Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu in Akure. Abiola Ario reports.
The group says the purpose of the visit is to show solidarity with the Ondo State government for its efforts in combating crime in the state. The spokesperson for the group, who represents Ifedayo, Boluwaduro and Ila Federal Constituency in Osun State, Femi Fakeye, commended the governor for steps taken to ensure improved security in the state, especially by ridding the forest reserves of criminal elements, emphasizing that the action of the governor must be supported by all stakeholders in the zone.
Cultures of each nationality must be taken into consideration. That is the only way we can have this whole thing called Nigeria work at peace.
Governor Akeredolu says the protection of lives and property of the people must be prioritized. Hence, the creation of Ondo State Security Network, code-named Amotekun, which is saddled with the responsibility of securing the state.
You have a duty to us, to our people, and that has to do with the issue of state police. The time is now.
The governor assured them of his resolve to reduce the rate of crime in the state. In Akure, Abiola Rio, NTA News.
Similarly, in Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodimma has stressed the need for Nigerians to take advantage of the country's unique diversities to promote peaceful coexistence. This was at a meeting with the governors of Kebbi and Jigawa states and other stakeholders at the Government House, Owerri. Bright Ebuchu reports.
Governor of Kebbi State and that of Jigawa, leadership of the traditional religious organizations, members of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, and the President General Ohaneze Ndibo. They were all in Owerri to deliberate on the frequent clashes between farmers and herders across the southeast zone. Governor Hope Uzodimma, who outlined the economic damage of such crises to the country, says the importance of peace to the nation's growth and development cannot be overemphasized.
We must protect everybody who is in this place doing his business. Unless you're a thief or a criminal, that's the only way we can go after you. Otherwise, government has a responsibility to protect the lives and properties of our place.
Governors of Kebbi and Jigawa states appreciated Governor Uzodimma's efforts in resolving the understanding between farmers and herders, promising to collaborate with him to ensure that peace is restored. The stakeholders at the meeting assured of their cooperation towards achieving the vision of a united Nigeria. In Owerri, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
The police force in Edo State has commenced extensive investigation into the kidnap and eventual killing of US-based 63-year-old Dennis Abuja from Fuga community in Edo State. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, who led a team into Aho village where the body was found in a forest along the Benin bypass in Edo State, says 5 persons have been arrested in connection with the crime. Anwuli Okolo reports.
Tim Dennis Abuja is said to be based in Atlanta, United States of America, and only came to his hometown, Fuga, in Esako, central local government area of Edo State, for the Christmas and New Year festivities. He was kidnapped alongside 8 persons, including a family member, at the Aho end of the Benin bypass.
Because the way they handled the gun, say, I know if I said I should just use force to move, yes, fire. Yes. So I have to stop. They kidnapped us on Saturday afternoon at about 1:30 to 2, and they released us on Tuesday evening at about 6.
The situation warranted a search party by the Commissioner of Police CP Philip Obadu, which went into the Aho forest. This led to the recovery of his body and arrest of some suspects.
Well, it's quite unfortunate. We are leaving no stone unturned. We have 5 now. 5 of the suspects, and they promise to take us to the hideout.
The police assure continuous vigil on the Benin bypass to keep criminals out of the area. Meanwhile, the remains of the victim, Dennis Abuja, have been deposited in the mortuary for autopsy and other investigations. Anwuli Okolo, NTA News.
And hoodlums suspected to be members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, have set ablaze some sections of Onitsha Police Station in Isu, Onitsha Council area of Ebonyi State. Chinaza John reports that a police officer sustained a machete cut, while 4 patrol vehicles were also burnt during the attack.
A press release signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Ebonyi State Command, ASP Lovett Order, accused suspected members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra of being behind the attack. She added that IPOB had accused the police of allegedly shielding a Fulani herdsman who they said was responsible for the killing of one of their members, hence the attack on Onitsha Divisional Police Station, which left a police officer with machete cut, as well as the setting ablaze of 4 patrol vehicles and a section of the division. The police spokesperson further disclosed that the Commissioner of Police, Ebonyi State Command, Aliu Garba, has carried on-the-spot assessment of the area and met with the stakeholders in the community to seek ways of forestalling its reoccurrence. Meanwhile, efforts to talk to the Police Public Relations Officer ASP Lovett Order proved abortive as she declined to comment on the matter. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
The Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, has unveiled the Air Vice Marshal Idi Musa Housing Complex for staff of the Defense Intelligence Agency with a view to bridging the accommodation gap and motivating staff of the agency. Francis Form reports.
That was the formal inauguration of the housing project, which started 4 years ago. The minister explains that the role of the agency in providing timely intelligence information, in facilitating proactive operations, in stemming out crimes and criminality in the country is critical.
Housing, as we all know, is a fundamental human need that should be given priority attention. The ministry will not relent in its efforts to continue to boost the morale of personnel of the armed forces for enhanced efficiency.
This staff housing estate is an important achievement of my time as the Chief of Defense Intelligence. I am therefore comforted that the Defense Intelligence Agency I leave behind is better suited and far more capable to defend the nation.
The minister says productivity at work will be greatly enhanced when personnel are provided with basic necessities of life. Francis Form, NTA News.
Over now to our Port Harcourt Network Center, where Gabrielle is standing by with trending stories. Over to you, Gabrielle.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. The Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission says April 17, 2021 date for the conduct of the State Council polls is sacrosanct, as the Commission is leaving nothing to chance to ensure a free and credible election. Chairman of the Commission, Justice George Omereji, affirmed this during the Commission's meeting with Council of Traditional Rulers in the state. Ijoma Ugweke reports.
The Commission is seeking the support of the royal fathers, taking cognizance of their key roles in maintaining peace and security in various communities. As the ones closest to the people, the meeting became crucial to galvanize stakeholders on pre-election modalities. The need to reach out to the people at the grassroots on the need to come out and let credible leaders, the chairman said, is the duty of traditional rulers.
We have assured people and we are serious. Vote must count. So the number of votes gathered or garnered by each political party is what we will announce. So it's nothing like shifting or election. People are saying shifting, postponing. We are not postponing anything. We are still in order according to the timetable.
Chairman, Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers, King Dadison Douglas Jaja, while assuring the Commission of their support to ensure zero electoral violence and security in their domain, urged them to allow candidates a level playing ground during the State Council election. The Commission earlier had a sensitization tour of the 23 local government areas in the state. In Port Harcourt, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
Residents of Port Harcourt have again expressed fear over the open manholes and uncovered solder drains that pose threats to people who may mistakenly fall into the drains at night. Diani Kume Ulolo in this report takes a look at the dangers of open manholes. His reports.
Besides being a threat to pedestrians, the uncovered manholes are dangerous for motorists as well as stray animals. For months, the manhole at NTA Choba Road has been left uncovered, and it is an open invitation to mishap anytime. Still, the authorities are not paying any attention. Residents say the open manholes are posing a threat to commuters, especially during the night when the streets are poorly lit.
If there's any way government will help to stop all these things, I think it will be better.
A witness occasion where a kid that was coming back from the school fell into the manhole. So I feel government should actually do something.
Some people are taking advantage of the open manholes to dump refuse, thereby blocking the drains. Apart from the danger the open manholes pose to residents, they are also source of concern because of their potential health hazard, as they could be breeding grounds for diseases.
I'm on the opinion that this should be properly covered.
If you go down this road, you find out that these things were all covered, you know, but the information we got, they say some of these scavengers, they remove it, you know, because the weight of the iron is very heavy, and the price they scale it will give them more money.
Relevant authorities are urged to guide against the stealing of the manhole covers, as well as to cover the open manholes to avoid the dangers they pose. And
that's all from Port Harcourt. Nationwide continues with Amina in Kaduna. Stay tuned.
Many thanks. Welcome to Kaduna. Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola says the federal government is committed to developing institutional capacity of agencies for optimum performance. The minister stated this while inaugurating the new command headquarters of Nigeria Immigration Service, Kaduna State. Suleiman Ablarigachkun reports.
For those who are familiar with the Kaduna State Command of the Nigeria Immigration Service and the congestion therein, especially during registration for international passports or visa, it is good news to say that it's now history. A modern office complex now replaces that.
From the use of technology to socialization to community engagement, whatever we need to do for effective migration management and border control, we must do.
We must not harass the people, but we must do our job. We must ensure that migrants do not cause insecurity in our territory.
This is the first time Nigeria Immigration Service Kaduna State Command is having an edifice of its own since 1966. State authorities believe that this will spur the service to do more in augmenting its effort at ridding the state of bad elements, especially illegal migrants.
All round, people are commending the leadership of Kaduna Command of Nigerian Immigration Service and working along with the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, the police, civil defense, the SSS and other security agencies. They have contributed in no small way in keeping Kaduna State safer.
With the provision of this complex, Nigeria Immigration Service Kaduna Command is now better equipped to collaborate with other sister agencies in fighting crime in the country. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachkun, NTA News.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State has pledged the commitment of his administration towards the implementation of recommendations of the State Judicial Commission of Inquiry, which investigated the alleged excesses of disbanded Police Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, in the state. The governor gave the assurance while receiving the report of the commission in Katsina. Awal Haliru reports.
The chairman of the Commission of Inquiry, Justice Abdullahi Bawale, said that during its sitting, the commission received a total of 100 petitions, and out of the number, 25 were struck out due to non-appearance of petitioners or lack of jurisdiction, while 75 petitions were disposed on merit. Justice Bawale said the commission was able to establish gross violation, impropriety, and unconstitutionality of a number of arrests, detention, among others. The recommendations of the commission include appropriate disciplinary action against erring officers and payment of compensation, among others. Government and interagencies collaborations. The governor indicated that a white paper committee will come up with modalities of implementing the recommendations.
Highlights of the report and recommendations have indicated that the Commission had conducted a thorough investigation and made far-reaching recommendations for consideration.
He appreciated the contributions of the chairman and members of the Commission of Inquiry to the state government. Awal Haliru, NTA News.
And that's it from Kaduna. It's back to Naja'atu in Abuja.
Now for the coronavirus update, 1,340 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in Nigeria in the last 24 hours, spread across 21 states and the FCT. In the new figures released by the NCDC, the FCT tops the list with 320 new infections, followed by Lagos State with 275 and River State with 117 cases. Others are 100 in Oyo, 57 in Akwa Ibom, 51 in Ogun, 48 in Ebonyi, while Benue State has 44 cases. Adamawa State has 42 cases, Imo 38, Kwara 35, Gombe 32, Kaduna 31, while Osun and Edo have posted 29 cases each. The tally is completed by Kano with 24 cases, Ekiti with 15, Katsina 14, 13 each in Delta and Nasarawa, 10 in Jigawa, and 3 cases in Sokoto. Nigeria now has 136,030 confirmed cases, out of which 110,449 have been treated and discharged, while 1,632 deaths have been recorded. Similarly, about 16 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines are being expected in Nigeria as the federal government intensifies efforts at taming the monster. Austin Edemodu examines how the ongoing efforts by government to procure the vaccines can yield results in the battle against the pandemic.
More than 50 COVID-19 vaccine candidates are in trial. More than 100 million of the approved COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered worldwide, an average of 4.25 doses a day. Nigeria is expecting 16 million doses in weeks to come. Even before the arrival of the vaccines, some Nigerians are already sentimental over the vaccine.
What you are reading in the social media, that they are bringing it down to Africa to kill many people. So I cannot take it. Instead, I'll go for the malaria drug I also do. Because I believe that this COVID-19 and malaria, they are the same.
Is this particular respondent over religious?
I've already gotten my own vaccine from God.
There may be instances where it doesn't work for an individual or for one reason or the other, or because they say MRI or whatever they are saying, the claim that these are just claims. It's not be substantiated.
For those who bank on herbal drugs as alternative, medical experts warn of devastating consequences.
I've had cause to lose very close family members. One of them believes in this herbal practice, etc. He will tell you there's this dogoyaro you put in water, mix and drink, but he died. So people should not indulge in any cultural practice that is not scientifically proven.
The population of Nigeria is higher than the vaccine we are expected to be in Nigeria in a moment from now. I will advise Nigerians, we have professionals. They can manufacture our own.
So far, Nigeria has recorded more than 1,607 deaths. Therefore, now it's time to make the vaccines available and back it up with aggressive campaign to save mankind from further catastrophe. Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
Children are the worst hit during crises, conflicts and pandemics due to their vulnerability and dependence. Therefore, the Cross River State Government is addressing the welfare of severely malnourished children impacted by COVID-19 in some communities, especially where some parents have lost their means of livelihood due to the economic downturn caused by the pandemic. Paul Abel reports.
This is the case of a mother, Imabong Sunday Udo, residing at Ekorepo community, whose baby is more than 2 years old but unable to work, and she cannot also afford to visit the hospital. Imabong's plea is eliciting attention and possibly others in her category from the Cross River State Government, as the chairman COVID-19 Task Force and Commissioner for Health in the state is visiting communities as part of its monthly community assessment to check children, their nutritional status, immunization cards, as well as that of pregnant women.
Children who are suffering from marasmus, marasmic kwashiorkor, and several others have been picked up from the community. Most of those kids are both 2 years old, but they are unable to sit, not to even talk of working or talk, or their cognitive reasoning zero, cognitive development, mental development. It's almost not happening because of the severe malnourishment that they do have.
The state COVID-19 chairman emphasizes that the state government has a lot to do in order to meet the needs of many families passing through severe malnutrition in their communities. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Now let's join our best zonal newscaster, Kemi Akinwade in Ibadan. It's nice to see you, Kemi.
Seeing you too, Najatu. Thank you for joining us in Ibadan. The fight against smuggling of rice and other prohibited items received a boost as the Nigerian Customs Service or your Ocean Command intercepted goods worth 400 million naira between November 2020 and January 2021. The controller of the command, Adamu Abdulkadri, while displaying seized contrabands, stressed that activities of smugglers will be curbed in the state. Correspondent Shola Wahid has more.
With the federal government's policy against smuggling of rice and many other restricted items to boost local productions, activities of smugglers continue to create impediments towards achieving the set goals. In its continued fight against smuggling and to generate revenue, the Customs Service, or your Ocean Command, seized 8 units of 2020 brand new Toyota Camry, 1 used Toyota 2019 Highlander, with paid value of about 350 million naira. Other items seized include 3,052 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 60 bales of second-hand clothing materials, 246 pieces of used tires, 220 25-litre kegs of petrol, 20 kilograms of cannabis sativa, and 10 units of motorbikes used as means of conveyance for smuggling activities.
For those of you who would rather be on the side of the smugglers, revealing our movement and action to them, thereby making our job difficult, we will track, apprehend, and prosecute you in accordance with Section 77 of the SEMA for signaling to smugglers.
Controller Adamu Abdulkadir appreciated the gallant effort of officers of the command, sister agencies, traditional and community leaders, stressing that the war against importation of foreign rice will be taken to the markets and warehouses. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Despite the 8-week extension of the deadline for the linking of SIM cards with the National Identity Number, Ijebu-Ode office of the National Identity Management Commission is still jam-packed with many residents eager to register in the ongoing exercise. Correspondent Joel Popola has an update on NIN enrollment.
The crowd at Ijebu-Ode Enrollment Center has become a regular scene, with almost the same set of people jostling to get their national identity number. With the decentralization of the exercise to include financial institutions and telecom service providers in the enrollment yet to take effect in Ijebu-Ode, it is still business as usual. Only a handful of people are lucky to start and complete the enrollment process each free.
The way I see the process is not going okay, because of whether the machine they are using is not enough for them to use.
To my surprise, this is making 3 times coming to the government, but I've never seen a great chance to have the NIN.
The supervisor of Ijebu-Ode Enrollment Center, Mrs. Adedayo Makinde, is optimistic that the 8 weeks extension and inclusion of key stakeholders in the enrollment will fast-track the process.
Yes, there are some companies and telecommunications that have been licensed by NIMC to carry out the registration, and that one is still ongoing.
Only one enrollment center is serving Ijebu-Ode local government for now. In Ijebu-Ode, Joel Ukbola, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Najatu, thank you for the felicitation. It's back to you.
Media ecosystem is dynamic and requires continuous training for practitioners to perform optimally. NTA TV College JAWS invites relevant officers to the following specially packaged training programs. Intermediate online news reporting skills. Date 1st March to 12th March 2021. 2 weeks. Studio lighting indoor and outdoor. Date 1st March to 5th March 2021. 1 week. Modern trends in broadcast media marketing. Date 15th March to 9th April 2021. 4 weeks. understanding public service rules and mastering the art of standard minute writing, reports, memoranda, and briefs. Date 15th February to 12th March 2021. 4 weeks. The course fee for the 4-week courses is 100,000 naira per participant. The fee for the 2-week course is 80,000 naira, while the course fee for the 1-week course is 40,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. Venue for all the courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, Jos. Training you to be the best you want to be. A new edition of TV Guide is out with special focus on the game changer, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State. Broadcasting in a digital economy, Maxwell Logo gives an insight. This edition also features Nancy Naji of AIT, a name synonymous with business. Meet the NCDC boss, Dr. Chikwe Ihekweazu. TV Guide, your indispensable companion, also x-rays the relevance of social media in the modern society. Meet some TV professionals who have impacted their spaces and other inspiring stories in sports, entertainment, and lots more. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or NTA stations nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
NTA News 24. A 24-hour news station brings to you news and happenings 7 days a week.
News at 10 a.m., news update at 11 and 1 p.m.
News desk at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and late evening news at 11 p.m.
Follow us on any of our platforms and keep abreast of events and current affairs within and outside our shores.
We are on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46,
Star Times channel 101 and Free TV channel 703. Join us.
Arsenal will seek revenge against Aston Villa after their loss to their opponents at the Emirates Stadium last time out. Will they succeed, or will Villa do the double over the Gunners this season? Find out this Saturday when Aston Villa welcome Arsenal to Villa Park on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Babai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Gold.com.
Thanks for staying tuned. It takes a lot of courage and commitment to create content which impacts positively on the lives of people. And while many give up on their dreams on that journey, others see the journey through. And author Francis Ogbe, amidst all odds, has launched 2 books to further add value to the lives of many. Abdulmalik Hassan reports.
Compare these 2 very important books, Catch Them Young and Rivalry of Supremacy to the Glory of God.
Authors like William Shakespeare, Martin Luther King Jr., Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, among other writers, have impacted on the society through their positive writings. Just like these authors, Francis Abba Ogbe, author of Catch Them Young and Rivalry of Supremacy, writes to do same.
Enough of complaining about the problems in the country. Let me start providing in my own little way what I think is the solution. I've already identified this issue with the youth, and I said, no, there is the need for us to address the issues of the youth, and that was how I came about with Catch Them Young.
Already, these students, Divine Inserim and Miracle Ekeke, are inspired by books of the author.
The book is a good book.
What is the meaning of life? Life is mysterious.
Guests at the public presentation of the books not only acknowledged the work of the writer, but also urged Nigerians to imbibe reading culture.
By writing books, we are awakening the sleeping culture in all of us. That is the first step. The next step is for people to get hold of these books and read them.
Comments seems to be already inspiring. Abdulmalik Hassan, NTA News.
Indeed, readers are leaders, and on Sports Update, we'll join Tamara Ibiwe.
Welcome to
sports update, I am Tamara Eviwe. Hostilities continue in the Nigeria Professional Football League with match day 9 pairings this weekend. Live on the NTA network are Eyimba versus Plateau United at the Aba Township Stadium on Saturday.
I expect to see quality of game, and with the way the NPFL has been since match day 1 to match day 8, due to the TV, it will actually tell us on what our players can deliver when it comes to the football scene.
On Sunday, Dakada FC lock horns with Abia Warriors at 4 p.m., while Rivers United do battle with Nasarawa United at the Adokie Amir Simaka Stadium. NTA Sports 24 will show the matches between Akwa United and Katsina United at 6 p.m. on Sunday, while FC Fanyuba and Kano Pillars will be aired at 6:30 on Monday. Still on football, all is set for the final of the Championship of African Nations CHAN as defending champion Morocco up against Mali in Yaoundé on Sunday. Morocco is the first nation to reach successive finals in the championship. Morocco defeated host Cameroon 4-0 in the semi-final on Wednesday. In the Premier League, Arsenal hope to return to winning ways as they face Aston Villa on Saturday at Villa Park, with the match live on NTA at 1 p.m. Manchester United do battle with Everton, with Liverpool up against Manchester City on Sunday. Finally, in tennis, barely 48 hours to the 7-off of the Australian Open, former world number 1 Serena Williams withdraws from the Yarra Valley Classic semi-final against world number 1 Ashley Barty, an Australian Open warm-up event with a right shoulder injury. And that's Sports Update. I am Tamara Ebiwe.
And that concludes the news on Nationwide. Thanks for watching. Do remember that COVID-19 is real. Stay safe.
This is the network service of the NTA.
That is nice. I'm so happy to have you here this evening. I have a special story for you, and I know you are going to learn a lot from the story. In one village a very long time ago, called Kubwa, lived a king with his wife and his twin, Larba and Lantana. The king is a very noble man, and he doesn't play with his subjects. He's always ready to solve issues and to take care of every member of his community. But something happened. Lantana, as the heir to the throne, the prince, ideally in that village, he's supposed to lead the warriors to the war. So he did, and they went for this war. But unfortunately, Lantana died. Larba got confused and was upset with everybody. She blamed everybody for the loss of her brother.
My princess, why are you angry?
Why are you crying?
Get out! Why are you sad? Sorry, my princess. Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum. My daughter, Laraba, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Talk to me. I'm your mother. What is it? What is it? Why are you crying? Is it the date of Lantana? Papa Laraba, accept the date of Lantana. That is inevitable. We will all die. You have to accept the will of God. He gives and he takes at his own appointed time. What is this? Stop crying, my daughter. Stop crying. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. My queen, you're welcome.
Greetings, Megida. Megida, I'm really concerned with the issue of Laraba, our daughter.
What is it again about Laraba?
My king, Laraba has refused to move on. The community have refused to understand with her. The issue of Lantana is affecting Laraba seriously. Laraba has refused to accept the death of Lantana as the will of Allah.
I am tired of Laraba. Does Laraba want to kill us? Even we that we are the parents of Lantana, we have allowed life to move on. We have accepted that this is the will of God. It is not our making. It is not the community's making. I don't know what to do about this, Laraba.
I'm tired. Nagaji.
Don't worry. I need to see her. I need to talk to her. I need to tell her that she should move on and stop being a miscreant to the society. And I don't know. And for you, the mother, I think you should also call her.
Oh, Megida. Kamata Magana. I'll also talk to her.
Let's find out what is her problem. What is her challenge? She should learn to move on. Enough is enough.
Please, Megida, talk to her.
This is God's will. It's not man's making. It's not man's will. She should learn to understand that. I've talked to her several times. I think it's high time I'll sit her down and make her understand my position.
You love Lantana, but God loves him more. Talk to her, Megida. Let her reason.
I'm sick and tired of hearing Laraba every day. We need to stand up and stop this miscreant behavior.
I'll talk to her.
us food today.
I greet you, madam.
I greet you, my princess.
Where are you from like this?
I'm from the king's palace.
My father?
Yes, your father. He's the person that gave me this food. For 2 days we have not eaten with my children. So I went there and I prayed, I cried to him and he gave me some food to go and feed my children. Father. Yes, your father.
My father.
Your father is a good man.
Where were the waziris when he was giving you food? Let me see.
My princess.
Can you imagine? You are not to be given any food. Leave my dress.
Where will I get food to feed my children? Where will I get food to feed my children? This princess, you will never know peace in your life. You will never hear the cry of a child in your house. God, where are you? Where are you, God? Princess, I said this is the beginning of your problem. This is the beginning of your problem. God!
Allah ya saka da Allah ya jaza maninka Allah ya taya ma Allah ya ƙara maka tsawon lokaci Allah ya ƙara maka tausayin jama'a Allah ya ƙara maka tausayi Allah ya taimake ka mun gode yadda bai ƙara ma jama'a Allah ya ƙara ma tausayi mun gode
Allah ya yarda I will make sure that we do more of these things. These land issues are becoming too much. We'll make sure the real owners of their land occupy their land. I'll make sure the food gets to those that need to be fed. We'll do our best. As long as I remain the king of this village, more things are yet to come. Thank you very much. I appreciate you people. Thank you.
Laraba fell seriously ill. All effort to get her better was all in vain. They gave her medication, it did not work. There was no treatment that was not mounted on her, but there was no result. So, the king now resorted in asking the oracle, seeking solution from the oracle on what is really happening.
You are welcome, Dodo.
Your Highness, sir.
You are welcome.
May God bless you, sir.
And I am sure you have heard the problem that has befallen the kingdom.
Even if you didn't tell me, I will know it through my magic power. Tell me more about your problem.
It is about Laraba.
Dan dasino dan dasani. Guna. Dan dasino dan dasani are kade parskila maju ka. Zambalu. I will tell you more about your daughter, your Highness. She made one old woman annoyed and goes on her. That's why now she fell down and she has a big sickness that can even cause her to die. She will never.
What's the solution?
The only solution, let me check again. Zumbur. Dan shani. Gurna. Aregala parsila. Kango. Kirikam. The solution has come. Your daughter must go and seek for her forgiveness from the widow. Otherwise, she will die.
God forbid.
This is.
My daughter will not die.
Guru. So she has to go and seek for forgiveness from the old woman widow.
We'll surely make sure call on the old woman and seek for her forgiveness. We'll seek for her forgiveness. I can rest assure you that we'll do that.
God bless you, my highness.
Thank you, my Dodo. Thank you, Dodo. Thank you, Dodo. Did you hear what Dodo said?
This Laraba will not kill us. Your Highness, you have to do something. So Laraba is the cause of all this trouble. If not, this girl will die. And I don't want to lose any child again.
We need to do something immediately. I will send for the old woman. I'll get the Dogaris to get her. We will apologize to her.
We have to. Please do so.
Beg her before this situation gets out of hand.
Please do so.
Old one, you are welcome.
Long live my king.
You are welcome.
Daddy.
Sanim Kidezwa. I called you specially to sincerely apologize and seek for your forgiveness. We know our daughter has offended you. We want you to please forgive her. She's just a child. Just assume this, that is the king that offended you. Please find a place in your heart to forgive her.
We want you to take her as your daughter. Because she's our only child left.
We've been warned that if you don't forgive her, she might die. And we don't want to lose our daughter. Please forgive us.
Long live the king. Sarki Nagasheka. I've been hurt.
We know it hurts.
Your daughter. I've been hurt by your daughter.
We, the parents, are asking you for forgiveness. We seek for your forgiveness, please. Please.
Your king, I'm just a pure widow with 2 kids. But because of what your daughter did,
we are sorry.
I lost one of my daughters.
We are sorry. We are sorry. We are sorry.
My king, and you want me to forgive her?
Please, old one, you have to forgive her. Please. Please, old one, you have to forgive her.
Mama, look at me on my knees. You're a mother. You know children, they do silly things. But you have to forgive them as parents. Please, Mama, I'm begging you, forgive her. I don't want to lose my child again. I buried her brother not quite long ago. Please, Mama, forgive her. Have mercy. Temper mercy with justice. Have mercy, Mama. Ki haƙuri, Mama. Ki haƙuri. Ki haƙuri.
We promise you that whatever it takes for you to forgive her, we will do. This is our only child. Please find a place in your heart to forgive her.
Forgive her. Forgive her.
God in heaven. I know God forgives, and who am I not to forgive her?
Thank you very much.
Although it's painful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
I've forgiven you.
Thank you. God bless you.
And I've forgiven your daughter.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
It will be well with her.
Thank you, Mama.
It will be well with her.
Thank you, Mama.
I forgive her.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I forgive her.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mama.
I've forgiven.
Thank you very much.
I'll go there, Mama. I'll go there.
Thank you.
Mungodi.
And may it be well with her again.
Amen, Mama.
Thank you very much.
I withdrew my curse.
Thank you.
I've forgiven her.
My queen.
Yes, Your Highness.
You can take her to lay hands and pray for Laraba.
Let's go, Mama.
Please, thank you, Mama.
Thank you. Let's go.
Salamade.
Laraba, how are you? How are you feeling? Laraba, do you remember this woman? Look at her. Open your eyes and look at her. Do you remember her? Open your eyes. You remember her? Well, ask for forgiveness. If not, you will die. You know, it's not good to offend old people. It's not good to offend our elders. Ask her for forgiveness so that it shall be well with you. Open your mouth. Ask for forgiveness. Open your mouth and talk.
I'm sorry. Let me give you a word of advice. Always respect your elder ones. Never be rude to them. Whenever you offend them, beg for forgiveness. Because God forgives us. And who are we not to forgive our fellow human beings? You will be well. I have forgiven you. I forgive you, my daughter.
Thank you, Mama.
Naga Farcheki. It is well with you. It is well with you. Alega Fartamaki. Go well, my daughter.
Thank you, Mama.
Go well, my daughter. Your healing is restored, my daughter.
Thank you, Mama.
Go well, my daughter. Naga Farcheki.
It's
well with you. I'll be going.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you very much.
Laraba mata godiya. Mun gode, Mama.
Your Highness, my father, I have come to say thank you for all that you've done, Your Highness, and to apologize for all that I have done, for all the pains that I've caused you. Sorry, Your Highness.
Your sins have been forgiven, and I and your mother who've been looking forward for a day like this, where everything will come to an end. Having lost Natana, we won't want to lose you again. So we've been disturbed. But thank God that now situations are back normal. But I want you to take note of something in life. Everything in life has sacrifice. I'm so happy. Even your mother too, she is. Thank God.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah's name be praised. Remember what the king told you. In everything there must be sacrifice. And remember, in everything we must accept the will of God. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
The king had to tell Laraba that sometimes people have to take sacrifices, because it was realized that she was angry because her brother died. But in life, there must be a sacrifice before you get it right, most times. And at the end of the day, Laraba understood and she changed and became a good girl. That is the end of my story. Children, do you love my story?
Yes.
Do you love my story?
Yes, Boo.
Okay, now, tell me what you learned from the story. The story, can anybody tell me? Timothy.
I learned that we should not be wicked.
Yes, it's not good to be
wicked.
You saw what happened to Laraba now. Laraba was wicked. And wickedness landed her into a problem. She met the widow at the wrong place, and the widow placed a curse on her, and she went through hell before she got better. So children, it is not good to be wicked. That means you people understood. Jemima, what did you learn?
I learned that we should not be rude.
Yes, children, it is not good to be rude. No matter how old or young that person is, it is not good to be rude. We should be good children, even to your younger one. It's not good to be rude. When you want to ask questions, ask politely and do things politely. Did we help our parents at home?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Good children. Children, what other lesson did you learn? What other lesson did you learn? Sarah?
I learned that we should always make sacrifices.
Yes, in life you must make sacrifices. So sometimes you are tired, you want to sleep, lesson teacher will come, you have to do the lesson. Sometimes your mother wants to send you on an errand, maybe you want to sleep, you have to do it. So for things to work well, you have to make sacrifices. Sometimes they wake you in the morning to go to school, you'll be doing one kind. You want to sleep more, but you have to leave the sleep and go to school. Sometimes you have to leave what you are doing to do your home work. So it is good to make sacrifices. You have to forgo your enjoyment so that tomorrow will be better for you. It's now time for us to go home. Children, go home straight. What did I say?
Go home straight.
And remember to always help your parents in doing chores at home. Good night, children.
Good night, Gogo.
Good night, children.
Good night, Gogo.
Good night, children. Home straight.
Home straight.
Go home straight. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Good night, children.
Anybody who is exposed can contract coronavirus, but not everybody has a fair chance of surviving the disease. Data has shown that older persons stand a higher risk of dying. Are you 55 years and above? Do you have pre-existing health conditions? Please safeguard yourself and minimize your risk. Observe all COVID-19 protocols.
If you hear of anyone with high fever, dry cough, and difficulty in breathing, please do not go